Dukareke bulione mwe yitu yume kiugo. Tikare kiugo kemwe. Dirukaneke ike higare ya kiugo. Gude mwana. Now, this tribute is from Adoni. For those who know Kikuyu, or those who don't think they know, and they don't know this word, is a difficult word to put in English. It's what the English wrongfully call in-laws. We don't have anything like that in our culture. It's difficult to interpret it because there is nothing law about our relationships. It's commitment, our blessings from your parents as people get married. Now, I'm reading this tribute on behalf of my siblings, my brothers and sisters, and we have to say that Ambassador Nicholas Mugo was one of the last greatest gentlemen of our time. He lived his life with integrity and dignity, no matter what life threw at him and Beth. One of our first memories of the sons of our home and the daughters is that when we first met Mr. Mugo, we found him a very soft-spoken, dignified, very well-dressed man. And about that time, the first time he came home, he gave my brothers, younger brothers, 50 cents. Now, don't look down on 50 cents. It was a lot of money. And this, of course, they don't say it here, my brothers, but this was sort of a trick. People who want your sisters do. They give you some money to go and buy sweets, so you're out of the home. Anyway, he did earn himself some bodyguards who made sure anybody would do whatever trick they had to get rid of him. Mr. Mugo came to get Beth in Azeva 6 now. Azeva 6 was the highest taxi vehicle that you could get. And basically, it was used by Europeans and Asians. But if you're Mr. Mugo, you came in Azeva 6. I can describe it. It seemed to have some wings at the back. When you step on the brakes, it will sort of swing like this. So for us, you know, it was, we only see the DC's car before that, Land Rover. So now, Mr. Mugo has always been very clear in our relationship with him. We, Beth's siblings. He was very clear how he regarded us. He was very clear how he treated us. And he was generous to a fault. I wouldn't even say what we have gotten from him over the time. Some of you might be jealous and ask why he was a good man. And he had a personal relationship with all of us. For my sister Shiro, who became ambassador, he became her mentor, her teacher on etiquette of diplomacy, on how you behave, present your papers. And since they served both in Ethiopia, God Mr. Mugo way before Shiro, they had a lot to talk about. And so they had special relationship with Shiro as ambassadors. Mr. Mugo was never to raise his voice. As a matter of fact, if an argument ensued, you keep quiet. And that's just watch. And sort of smile. And sometimes one does, maybe was wondering, what are all these people talking about? What is this argument? Because you never pick an argument with Mr. Mugo. But let me say that Ambassador Mugo was a consummate diplomat, serving very loyally. He was a businessman. He was a professional. So you forget all those things we are saying. He was humble. These are the other attributes that Mr. Mugo did. Now, my mother always reminded us that he was her first son. And you always say, you must treat him as your elder. We surely did. Now, I don't want to go very far. Don't read all this, what we have here. We are grateful to him. Beth has said who he was to her. The children have said so. The grandchildren have said so. And we thank him for that. And of course, as you know, being the husband of a politician can never be very easy. But Mr. Mugo was there for Beth in every situation, in his quiet way, but very effective way. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gengi, or Uncle. I thought you would tell us that you conspired to remain with our bicycle. I imagine Senator Beth Mugo riding on a bicycle, negotiating a corner. Can you imagine that? And then Gengi remained with that bicycle. I'll be calling Ambassador Kamau just for 5 minutes, and then we continue. And once he's through, I'll be recognizing those who are visiting with us this afternoon. Thank you. Karibu, Ambassador.
Thank you. The clergy, Your Excellency, First Lady, Senators, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, of course, have lost a great pioneer of the great work that our ministry and the ambassadors in our ministry continue to do around the world. You've heard it all. Ambassador Mugo was not just a pioneer ambassador, but he had the most key responsibilities in the days when there was no playbook for what it was to be an ambassador, what it was to be a Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In fact, in 1964, it was just a department in the office of the President. But that foundation that they laid for us has made our work and our foreign service among the most respected foreign services in the world. Not in Africa, but in the world. And that foundation has held true all these years. And we thank him and his colleagues of the time for the great work that they did for us, and we're very proud of the legacy that he left behind. We stand on the shoulders of these great men and women who came before us. Senator Beth Mugo, of course, a wonderful lady through whom I have come to appreciate just how much a partner and a wife can dedicate and love a husband. We have worked together closely since 2014, trying to make sure that we're able to give whatever support we could from our side of business to make sure that your husband got the best service and the best help he could get. And with other ambassadors, including our ambassador in Germany who is here today, our ambassador from Germany, the German ambassador with whom we worked very dedicatedly at the height of the COVID crisis to get your husband and yourself the best treatment we could get. We came to really appreciate just how much you loved him and how dedicated you were to your husband. It is a great thing to witness. And for me, a man who was born the year you got married, it is a very humbling thing. And I appreciate you and I celebrate that love that I witnessed of you for your husband. To your children, to your grandchildren, to your family, we wish you all the very best and the greatest of courage throughout this period that you're going through. And may God be with you forever. Amen.
Thank you. The orchestra, Liz Njoroge and the orchestra. Then we proceed. After the orchestra, his friend, Lawrence Waba, we had Eddie Awa.
Your Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, First Lady Margaret Kenyatta, Senator Beth Mugo and your family, it's my honor and privilege, my name is Elizabeth Choroge, to sing the song as a tribute from the family, and it has been selected by Gina Stanley, and it is an Ave Maria by a composer called Kachini. I'll be accompanied not by the orchestra this time, but by Duncan Wambogo.
Thank you so very much, Liz Njoroge. I will now call upon Nick to come and read the tribute of Mr. Wamba, who has been a long friend since they were at the university. So, and when he gave birth to a son, he named him Nicholas. Karibu, Nick.
Your Excellency, the President, First Ladies, clergy, all protocols reserved. My name is Nick Kioi Wamba. I am the son of Lawrence Wamba, who was an enduring friend of the late Ambassador Mugo for over 60 years. And through that relationship, I am the one who is named Nick after the late Ambassador. And interestingly, over the years, I got married to a young lady called Beth. So we have a side joke with, and I have a lot to learn from Uncle, or as we call him, Dad, Vava. Nick, and I read on behalf of my father who is sitting in the front here, Nick or Roko, as we fondly called each other for decades, has been my best friend and confidant for most of my life. Considering we were both grandfathers, this is definitely quite a long time. It all started when I would visit my good friend, the late Muturi, who was married to Beth's older sister. They lived in Bahati, Nairobi. It was there that I first met Beth on her many visits to her sister. Beth is the one who actually introduced me to Nick. This was in the mid-1950s, the start of Rocco's and my enduring friendship. Rocco and I continued our friendship in America, where we both attended Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. As university students, we spent a lot of time together, where Beth, who was also a student, would cook for her young husband, Nick, and I. We were truly a close-knit family, sharing our experiences as Kenyans in a foreign land. I truly treasured these times. Nick and Beth eventually came back to Kenya before me. I clearly remember the day they departed. I took them to the airport, cradling baby Gena in my arms as we boarded the plane together, with me disembarking only after. Yes, these were the days when we could syndikiza somebody right onto the plane. I happily did this, savoring the moments with my friend Nick and his burgeoning family, hoping for the best as they journeyed back to Kenya. Soon thereafter, when I returned to Kenya, our friendship continued to remain strong and true, as it has ever been. Now, do recall that out of the three of us, I was the one still single throughout our time in the US. And upon my return to Kenya, so wonder of wonders, when I found that special someone to be my life partner, a meeting with my closest friends was a necessary rite of passage for the lovely lady. Thankfully, Nick and Beth were delighted and welcoming and gave their stamp on approval when I introduced them to Anne, my beautiful future wife. This began another illustrious chapter in our friendship that included our wives, our children, and our extended families. We were so close and valued Nick and Beth's presence in our lives that we named our third son Nick after Rocco. I'll jump to page 27. Fond memories. Over the decades, we have had the opportunity to spend time together, whether we would go on holidays or socializing in our homes. I remember fondly how on any given Sunday, either couple, whether in advance to meet at Kitusuru or at Muthaiga, to chomambavus and spend quality time as friends. These were moments where just the four of us would sit, talk about anything and everything as we reminisced over our lives, the blessings of our children and grandchildren. I remember too Roko's constant presence when my mother passed away over 25 years ago. He spent the whole day with us by my side and continued to condole with me throughout that season. One special memory is when our second son, Alex, was getting married in the US. Nick willingly gave up his very special and valuable ceremonial Kikuyu garment, the gedhi, the unique colobus monkey, skin robe and hat, specifically to adorn his son, Alex, during his wedding ceremony, as they were unable to travel with us. Nick went so far as to organize for us a government permit so that the customs officials would not have cause to arrest us for carrying this cultural ceremonial wear. This was yet another example of the depth of our friendship and the level of love he had for our children. When we lost our firstborn son in the US, though Roko was unwell, he carried our burden of the loss of our son. He released Beth's bedside vigil so she could come every day to condole with us, supporting Anne, bringing food to Modega as we journeyed through this difficult period in our lives. To show the depth of our relationship at our son's memorial, their tribute to our son was not just from Auntie and Uncle Mugo, but was entitled Tribute from the Second Parents. We felt and continue to feel their support in our lives. That's what true friends are. They walk with you along life's journey, no matter the circumstance. What will I miss? I will miss the person, Nick Mugo, my best friend. I will miss just being together. Truly, how does one quantify a friendship that has spanned over 60 years? When you also think about the fact that we used to be a team of 3 gentlemen frequenting each other's company. The late Lucas Dongi, my now departed best friend, Nick and myself. How our lives intertwined and now. I am the last man standing. How does one keep on going without his closest allies? How does one relearn not to pick up the phone to talk to Roko, to share ideas, thoughts, or just because? At 86 years of age, how does one redefine their identity now without one's best friend? When 75% of one's life has been filled with the presence of such a great one. Roko, I will truly miss you. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you for that long friendship. I want now to give the program back to the church leadership. But before I do that, there are some tributes that have been sent. Would like to recognize the tribute from the Speaker of National Assembly, Speaker Muturi. Appreciate Esther Nyamera, His Excellency the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. We would like to appreciate Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the Honorable S.K. Kalonzo Musyoka, Chairman, Wiper Democratic Party, His Excellency the Third President of Kenya, Mwai Kibaki, Honorable Ambassador Thomas B. Amolo, Embassy of the Republic of Kenya, Federal Republic of Germany. We also want to recognize and appreciate tribute from Engineer Jane Briggs, away in Geneva. It is never easy to find fitting words to describe a foremost family patriarch of great character, stature, and achievement, such as Ambassador Mugo, you are. You indeed personified many excellent qualities into us, your larger Morada family, and especially my family. You are a great believer in the institution of the family. You are a devoted and active member of our Kahi Brotherhood fraternity, and always sought to foster strong family ties among all family members of all ages. Indeed, your love of the family was such that you always found time in your busy schedule to condole with them, with the clan members, during times of sorrow, and also to celebrate with us during times of joy. You are a paragon of humility and kindness. You never hesitate to, on all tired, of extending a helping hand to needy family members who approached you for help at one time or another. And among your many competent manager, upright family man, you have bequeathed us, your family, the legacy of a patriarch of great character that we will seek to always emulate for generations to come. From Reverend Mugo and Anne Morada. May the Lord bless you. I now take the program back to the church. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend, for that session. It was quite long, and you took it well. So we started with hymn number 1, and I request all of us to stand so that we just do one stanza of that hymn there on page 46, when peace like a river. Just the first stanza and the record, and the chorus, so that we stretch our bodies just a bit. Choir. We want to recognize other guests who are with us. And I'll move very fast, those who are here and those who have sent their messages above those. So we have the Speaker of the Senate, Right Honorable Ken Lusaka. Thank you so much. We have Her Excellency Ann Kanano, Governor, Nairobi County. Thank you so much. We have Senator Johnson Sakaja. He might have left. We have Honorable Naomi Shaban, Vice Chair, Parliamentary Service Commission. Thank you. We have Honorable Lesho Ameso, Commissioner, Parliamentary Service Commission. We have Honorable Beatrice Arashi, CS. Thank you. We have Honorable Lesho Shebesh, CS. We have Mr. Ndobi, Deputy Clerk, National Assembly. Thank you. We have Ms. Sela Kioko, Deputy Clerk, National Assembly. Thank you so much. We have Dr. Walker, Director, Administration and Finance, Center of Parliamentary Studies. Thank you. He's there. We have Honorable Esther Passaris, Nairobi Women Rep,